So, first day of tour is off to a very, very bumpy start. Our drummer got a horrible bloody nose this morning. We lost the keys for the van for a couple of hours actually until we found them. And then 3 hours into driving to Arizona, to Tucson, Arizona for our first show. And our transmission just completely flooded out. It's all over the interstate right now, all the fluid and everything. So right now we are waiting for some help, and I will keep you guys posted. What is up, guys? I am officially back from being on tour with my band Purge The Heretics. It was a great time, a great experience. We got to see a lot of people. We got to see a lot of places. We traveled for a couple of weeks all around the Midwest. It was awesome. We had a blast, that is for sure. And now I have actually been back for a couple of weeks now. And if you have been following me on my social medias, I have been battling a bout of pneumonia. And I will say, trying to sing and have pneumonia is 0 out of 10. Do not recommend whatsoever. It was not very much fun, but you know, we made the best of it and we did everything we could. We made just about every single show, which was amazing. But I wanted to just kind of sit down with you guys, reconnect, and tell you about the tour and tell you about my experiences. So let's get into it. So where do I even start with this story? Well, let's go ahead and start on the beginning scenes of this video. You guys are probably wondering, what the heck is up with that? Well, we were supposed to go down to Tucson, Arizona and play a show with some of our friends down there, then come back for a few days and start on the actual tour. We did not make it to Tucson, Arizona. We made it about 3 hours out. I know, very far. Yeah, really far from home. So we made it about 3 hours out until a clamp on our transmission holding a hose on completely blew off, and there was transmission fluid all over the interstate. There was oil all over the interstate. It was like a murder scene. From there, we took the closest exit just to get our van and get our trailer off of the interstate and get in the safest place that we possibly could. So we decided to go into a parking lot of a dispensary that was there, and the inlet of this dispensary, the entrance, was on a little bit of a slope. So unfortunately, when we hit that slope, all of the transmission fluid and the rest of everything just kind of came out, and with no transmission fluid means we have no torque at all. We are not going anywhere, and our drummer Jared, who was driving at the time, his foot was so firmly on this brake pedal. He was not moving for anything or anyone. So we went up to the dispensary, we went to the office area. There was a Toyota 4Runner out front. So we went in as like, hey, can anyone just kind of help tow us into at least like a parking spot so we can get out of the way and allow people to actually come into your parking lot? And this guy named Mike comes around. He's like, oh yeah, I got you. No problem. No problem. He hooked us up. He towed us into a parking spot. These were the nicest people that I have ever met. They were coming out. They were giving us drinks and food and letting us use their restrooms and their wall outlets to charge our phones. So a huge thank you to this dispensary that helped us, and you guys are absolutely amazing. These are the people that will give you the shirt off of their back. They were hands down just the nicest people ever. So now we are stranded in this parking lot, but we are at least safe. So from there, we start diving into our contacts. We're calling friends, we're calling family, we're looking at rentals. We're doing everything we could possibly do to make it down to Tucson, Arizona to play that show. And I think it wasn't until 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon when we left at 6 a.m. to make it to Tucson. And that's where we kind of cut our losses and we said, you know, this just isn't working. It's like greater forces are keeping us from Tucson, Arizona for one reason or another. I have no idea. So we got the van towed to a mechanic, and we had friends and family come down and get us and our trailer and just get us back home so we can at least get things ready, get the van fixed, and just get ready for the tour altogether. Now from here, we have our van completely fixed. We were actually able to pick it up the next day after being stranded. So the van works great. We're able to get it home, and we are able to make it to our first stop stop on the tour, which is Denver, Colorado. We have a hometown advantage there. That's our hometown. So all of our friends and our family are there. We were actually able to meet up with our tour mates in Scream at the Sky, which is another group of amazing people as well. From Denver, we made it to Lincoln, Nebraska, and then to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. In Sioux Falls, I actually didn't really know what to expect there, but it kind of reminded me of like an old mining town. And I'll tell you what, that place is bumping. They really throw down there. The bands were awesome there, and the people that we met in Sioux Falls were amazing. And Scream at the Sky had a bunch of friends there that we were actually able to bunk at their place for the night. The next stop is Bloomington, Illinois, but before we do that, we have to make a quick stop at the world's largest truck stop, I-80. So being someone who is living on the road, we absolutely love truck stops. Truck stops allow you to rest there. You can get some food. You can also shower. It is kind of like a safe haven for anyone living on the road. So when we heard that the world's largest truck stop is on the way to Bloomington, Illinois, we couldn't say no. I mean, this place is huge. You walk in, there's this whole food court in front of you. It's a giant shopping center. There's a dentist, a chiropractor, a small movie theater. This place is absolutely insane. But I will say, what a great day off just to kind of hang out at the world's largest truck stop. So we made it to Bloomington, Illinois, and the venue that we played in Bloomington was awesome. It was a really cool, kind of updated, kind of grungy at the same time bar. It was awesome, and the hospitality there was amazing. And plus, they had Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing on one of the TVs in the back. Like, I would be playing guitar and I'd be watching Yu-Gi-Oh! At the same time. Just a huge nostalgia kick. From Bloomington, we made it to the WC Social Club in West Chicago, and that's a really cool room. I love the space that is in this venue. They definitely have something really cool going for them. And then from there, we went to Des Moines, and I just really like Des Moines. It just seems like a really chilled, laid-back kind of vibe there, at least in the areas that I've been. And plus, they have Zombie Burger there, so you can't go wrong with that. Our next stop is St. Joseph, Missouri, and this is really where the pneumonia starts to take hold of my lungs and I really start to feel it. I felt a little bit of a tickle in Des Moines, Iowa, but nothing horrible. But by the time we got to St. Joseph, Missouri, it was all downhill from there. And our drummer, Jared, actually got sick a few days before I did, and we were both dying in St. Joseph, but we made it to Cafe Acoustic, which was the venue that we were going to be playing, and that was an awesome place as well. Just like the night shop in Bloomington, Illinois, the hospitality there is absolutely amazing. From St. Joseph, Missouri, we went down to Lawton, Oklahoma, and I'll tell you what, everyone in Lawton, Oklahoma, I guess it's a military town, but everyone that I met, everyone that I talked to was some of the friendliest people ever. They will sit there and they will talk with you for hours, and you will have some amazing conversation with these people. It was awesome. So if you are from Lawton, Oklahoma, and you saw us play that night, thank you so much for the awesome time. It was a great response from all the people at the show. The only issue is with the pneumonia in my lungs, the saloon that we played allowed cigarette smoking, and I was dying. I was burning up on the inside, that is for sure. But I was still able to make it through the show and have a chat with everyone and just get to enjoy the time in Lawton, Oklahoma. The final show of the tour was in Euless, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, I guess, and we brought our boys in Scream at the Sky home the right way. We played an awesome show. All the bands did absolutely amazing, and on the final song of our set, on the final show of the tour, Scream at the Sky decided to prank us a little bit. So David, their drummer, came up on stage and nothing but his underwear started grinding on us. We were getting rained upon with money, and of course we got tiaras and wonderful signs on our amplifiers that said "Purge the Heretics." It is very that is so very original, guys. Very original. After our final show in Dallas, we hung out with our boys in Scream at the Sky for one last time, said goodbye, took an awesome picture, and set off for home. And it was not until about an hour away from home, I swear guys, I cannot make this up, about an hour out from home, I guess there was a leak of coolant that was coming out the entire time we were on tour underneath the dashboard, and we lost all of our coolant all over the interstate. I cannot make this up. The only thing I can say is I guess everything comes around full circle eventually. We started the tour losing a bunch of fluids from our vehicle. We ended the tour with losing a bunch of fluids from our vehicle as well. And the antifreeze leak was actually right underneath the dashboard, and the fumes of that were coming into the cabin of the van the entire tour. And we were really starting to put the pieces together, and Jared and I, who were the primary drivers, were inhaling those fumes, and that's the reason we got sick on tour. But even through all those hardships of the vehicle stuff and of getting sick and all of that, we still had the time of our lives on tour. We had a great time. We got to kindle some amazing friendships, meet some amazing people, and see some awesome places as well. And you definitely cannot put a price on that. We are definitely excited for the next tour. I want to put out a huge thank you to everyone that made this tour a possibility, to Legends Recordings, to CB Entertainment, and of course our tour buddies in Scream at the Sky. You guys are absolutely amazing. Also, a huge thank you to everyone that came out to the shows to enjoy the music and hang out. If you are enjoying my videos in any way, shape, or form, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. My name is Chris with High Impact Audio, and I will see you guys next time.